little nose. But she probably has quite long eyelashes and big eyes. And I don't have all my felt tips with me right now, so I'll just leave her eyes like that for now, because I think I'll color them in a different color. So there you go. At least she has a bit of a face now. Because the little dolly peg head wooden heads are so small, you have to be quite steady when you draw their faces, that's for sure. But that's fine. I mean, you can just do 2 dots and a nose and a mouth like that if you liked, because they are quite fiddly. I mean, they're so small, those wooden heads. Okay, let's look at another design example that we can make using the supplies that you've got in your kit. And this one that I thought I would do is a little fairy. Now, back to my gold card. I've done a few little bits and pieces on here already. But what I thought we would do is do like a fairy peg doll. Again, you don't have to do this. It's fine. And this flower fairy has like a flower crown on her head. Again, you know, whatever floats your boat. I just thought it looked really cute. Again, you could do the petals so they have rounder edges. And it's quite an easy template. Again, you could do this out of your card or your felt. You could use tin foil. You know, whatever you've got lying around. If you've got some fancy fabric, you know, anything like that is fine. And my fairy has like a skirt. And it's just a real simple skirt. And again, I've got the template to show you. And then my fairy has like a little tunic on too. And obviously her crazy pipe cleaner arms. Okay. All right. Right, so let's put these mermaids to one side. There you go. Right, so for the crown, the flowery headdress, all I kind of did was decided that it had to wrap around the back of her head. So it needs to be glued on the back of her head, you know, whatever kind of crown you make. And again, you can give her hair. You've probably got plenty of yarn to give her some hair. So of the crown needs to be, you know, a little bit bigger than her head so that there's plenty to glue on. And then again, just going to draw those petals. And then I'm going to cut them out. Whatever kind of crown you make, and again, you can give her hair. You've probably got plenty of yarn to give her some hair. So the back part of that's going to make a pretty long dress. Again, you just experiment. You know, you experiment with paper first, and then when you're happy, use your paper as a template. Of the crown needs to be, you know, a little bit bigger than her head so that there's plenty to glue on. And then again, just gonna I'm going to draw those petals. And then I'm going to cut them out. Right, there we go. And obviously you would just glue that at the back of her head. For now, maybe I'll just blue tack. Okay. Right, there we go. Okay, skirt. Now, as you can see, I haven't measured or used a ruler. Now, as you can see, I haven't measured or used a ruler or even used kind of like a small cup as a template. So I'm just going to, again, just freehand the circle. That's going to make a pretty long dress. Again, you just experiment, you experiment with paper first, and then when you're happy, use your paper as a template. And then also you want a circle that's, relatively the size of the peg. That's about right. And then
one. It depends what you're like as a creative. Again, you might want to stitch that now, but I'm just going to use a pin because I'll probably just glue that. So I'm just going to stick a pin in there for now. That looks quite cute, actually. If you do it like this, it doesn't give you that double layer of the skirt. I mean, you could put multi-layers over and over. You could sew like an edge to it. You could braid your yarn and then glue it on. If you've got beads or rhinestones.
I'm not going to be using that part. If you were going to sew, I am not a seamstress. So if you were going to sew an actual skirt for her, you could. The reason why I like this template is it kind of makes like, like a bell-shaped skirt. So I did one in felt. Now I didn't cut out this part because I wanted it multi-layered. And so what happens, and again, just experiment. So you see that goes around her and just keep going round. So it kind of creates like a two-layer one. It depends what you're like as a creative. Again, you might want to stitch that now, but I'm just going to use a pin because I'll probably just glue that. So I'm just going to stick a pin in there for now. That looks quite cute actually. If you do it like this, it doesn't give you that double layer of the skirt. I mean, you could put multi-layers over and over. You could sew like an edge to it. You know, you could braid your yarn and then glue it on. If you got beads or rhinestones, anything to embellish what you've done, you know, all the better. Right, now the little tunic I made is really simple. I know it's a weird shape, but you know, I'm a little weird. Now, it gets a little bit harder because we've got the crown on the back of her head, so I'm just going to take that off for now. There's kind of an order to it, isn't there? So, the tunic I designed just kind of wraps around her like a shawl. And again, I'm just going to pin that on. Careful of the back of your pin. Okay. Right, that's quite cute. That's quite cute. So, as you can see, I've marked 2 lines on either side. Now, that was where I was going to create slits inside of my tunic so that I could put the pipe cleaner on her and then put the pipe cleaners through there. So what I'm going to do now is unpin her tunic. And I'm going to cut where those slits are. I don't know if these scissors are going to be good enough actually. So for now I'm just going to poke. I know it might get a little bit messy, but it'll be okay. Again, if you want to be super precise about this, you know, by all means, go ahead.